When I was growing up in Northern New Brunswick, I had numerous heroes in my sports travel. Roger Staub with the Cowboys, Guy Lafleur and the rest of the Montreal Canadiens, the Montreal Alouettes, Sonny Way, Glenn Weir, everybody else. But I really like this guy called Jesus or Jesus. Felipe, Matty, and Jesus Alou were the greatest brother combination of the mid to late 60s up until the 70s. But when he won those two World Series with Oakland as a part-time player, we knew he finally got the recognition he deserved. Now, Jesus Maria Rojas Alou was a Dominican professional baseball outfielder. Unfortunately, he passed away earlier this year after a short illness. Now, during a 15-year Major League Baseball career, he played for numerous teams, including the Giants, the Astros, and the Athletics, and New York Mets. He was drafted by the Montreal Expos expansion draft, and he was the youngest of a trio of baseball playing brothers that, of course, included Felipe and Matty. Now, born in Bajos de Jaina, Dominican Republic, he was considered a better prospect than either of his brothers, and for this received a $4,000 signing bonus from the Giants. He made his major league debut with them in the 63 season. In his first game on September 10th, all three Alou brothers batted in the same inning. They were retired in order. 5 days later, for the first time, the three played in the outfield of the Giants at the same time. Now, in 64, his first full year in the major leagues, he batted .274 with little power, but on July 10th, he went 6 for 6 with 5 singles and a homer. He was eventually selected by the Expos in the 68 MLB expansion draft, but then was traded to the Astros with Don Clendenning, of all people, for Rusty Staub. In the 1970 season, Alou hit .306 in 187 at-bats, with a career best 21 walks, but only a little bit of power, 1 homer. Now, with the emergence of younger players in the Astros outfield, such as Bob Watson and Cesar Cedeno, Alou was no longer a regular outfielder after the 71 season. As a reserve OF and pinch hitter, he hit .312 in 52 games in 72. Now, on July 31st, 73, which I think improved the A's chances in the postseason, they picked him up from the Astros for a player to be named later, and the rest is history. Alou was a very key player for the Athletics as a part-time player and off the bench in the Athletics' victories in 73 and 74. Now, Alou was released by the Athletics towards the end of March 75, before the start of the 75 campaign, and he signed with the Mets just a couple of weeks later. He batted .265 as a pinch hitter for the Mets, who they released him before the 76 season. In 76, he played for Cordoba of the Mexican League, and Houston once again signed Alou in 78. He responded by hitting .324 in part-time action and became a player coach the following year before retiring. Now, again, Giants 63 to 68, Astros 69 to 73, Athletics 73 to 74, Mets 75 and Astros 78 to 79. Two-time World Series champion, 280 batting average, 32 home runs, which is shocking compared to he had no power at the start of his career, 377 runs batted in. Now, Alou and his brother Felipe always had big connection with the Expos. He served as a scout for them, but then moved on to the Marlins as the club's director of Dominican operations. He held the same post with the Red Sox from 2002 through 2017, then moved to a part-time role as a special assistant, and then ambassador to the Red Sox International Scouting and Player Development Department through 2020. Now, Alou was awarded the Hispanic Heritage Baseball Museum Hall of Fame Pioneer Award at a pregame ceremony at Minute Maid Park on September 23, 2008. Now, Alou married Angela Hanley, and of course, they had 5 children and lived in the great DR. Now, unfortunately, Alou died on March 10th, 2023 at age 80. Now, what was interesting about Alou, Jesus wasn't, I don't think, as good as Felipe, and Matty was good too as well. But Jesus had a very, very, romantic, and it's not even a word romantic, but a passionate style on the plate. You knew it was Jesus Alou who was at the plate. And I loved his batting stance, just like Dave Parker. I tried to mimic his batting stance. But where I really fell in love with him was that extra inning game 2 of the 73 World Series, where my mother was telling me to go outside for the 50 or 70 times, like it was going to make a difference. I was watching history. Willie Mays at the plate battling the out call on Harrelson and stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Alou is well loved and well missed. So if you like what we're doing, our Vintage Expo podcast, keep tuned.